Now talking to fashion guru Tan France, we just saw a clip there of Queer Eye. For anyone who hasn't ever seen it, can you just tell us what it's about?
Yeah, five guys, we are called the Fab Five. We go across the US helping people who desperately need a major change in their life. People call it a makeover show. That's secondary. We conduct a makeover, absolutely. But first and foremost, we're trying to find ways to connect with people and show that we are all very much equal.
I watched it for the first time. I was telling you this before the show. And it is one of the most positive shows I think I've ever seen. It's an incredibly uplifting show.
Yeah, we all set out to make a show that is truly beautiful. There's so much going on in the world right now that could bring you down, and we wanted a space that makes you feel really good about yourself, that reminds you of the beauty of who we are and connection like no other show. Yeah.
Is it wrong of me to say I watch it because I like watching the Fab Five?
So who are the five? What do you five of you do?
I'm fashion. There's interiors, food and wine, culture, and grooming. Yeah, and together, Fab.
And how did you get the job? 'Cause...
Randomly, I'd retired. I had businesses. I was a designer. I was a business owner. I'd retired at 33.
Retired?
Yeah, 33. I thankfully built up businesses that were quite successful, and so
do that.
I've really liked talent.
And a few days later, Netflix found out, and they asked if I would be a star of a Netflix show, and I was like, no, thank you, that's definitely not for me. I'm not interested in show business, and here I am now. But yeah, they offered me a job, and I thought that it was a really interesting idea to... And it wasn't about making people over, it was just purely to show people a version of my people that they've never seen before, and I found that really enticing.
Is there pressure on you on the show too? Are you always conscious of what you're wearing?
Always. I can't just go to the grocery store anymore in pyjamas. Like, I have to go dressed up because people are expecting me to set a standard, which is really hard.
You used to go to the shops in your pyjamas.
Well, I mean, I still do sometimes if I've got my disguise on. Yeah, I have very nice pyjamas. That's just a fact. I wear very nice pyjamas.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's just become huge, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's. I don't think anyone could have prepared us for how big the show got. It became, as they call it, a global phenomenon. Netflix, we have the luxury of being on a global platform, so you can watch it anywhere in the world. You can watch a whole...
Your book?
Yeah. So Naturally Tan, it's a snarky title, but Naturally Tan, I wanted to come up with a book that gives you a version of my life that you wouldn't see on the show. So with there being five of us, there's only 44 minutes per episode, and we are focusing on one person. We call them our hero. And so you don't really get an opportunity to learn much about us. You'll get our opinions on clothing and all that kind of stuff, but you don't really get to know much about us. And I felt a responsibility. I'm the first Asian man within the LGBTQ community who has a platform like this. Like this gives me an opportunity to really use my voice. And so the book is super lighthearted. It's really playful, but there are a couple of chapters that are really hard for most people to read because they don't understand what it's like to be a person of colour in a town where most people are white.
So did you feel almost that you had to write it?
Felt like an obligation, yeah. That so many people within many of the communities I fall within were saying, use your voice, like you've got this power, like tell stories, the media portrays us in a certain way, show what we're really like. And so I did that. I mean, I also talk about the ins and outs of what it's like when you start off in South Yorkshire, a child of immigrants, and then you're thrust into Hollywood, and it's a very, very strange feeling. And I actually am very honest in the very honest in the book what it's like to be famous when you were just a regular, like, average dude before then, and how it feels to walk into a party and be surrounded by Oscar winners. It's just a bizarre feeling.
And they all love you as well because they watch the show.
Which is a wonderful... It has become like the most beloved show with show business people.
Yeah.
Like, you walk into any Oscars or Emmys party and they're very excited about it.
Does everyone want to be your friend? I do now, like Tan said before, because I'm going to the States a couple of weeks and we're going to swap numbers.
We are.
I mean,
I'm taking you to some wonderful places.
Excited.
You'll be ringing, the number will just go, dude. Whilst I've got you on, can we just talk about fashion quickly, the fashion industry? I've been to a few talks recently and they keep on talking about sustainability. It's become a big word in the industry. Fashion's moving really quickly. What's your take on where we're going?
I mean, it's affecting the environment, so I love that, especially in the UK, they're really pushing for sustainability. It's not that much of a focus, quite honestly, in the US, but it seems to be here. I always encourage people to find classic pieces that they can wear time and time again. I reuse a lot of the clothes clothes that I wear on the show, outside the show for press, and that's not normal in the industry. Usually you wear something once and you don't wear it again because you've been photographed already. My opinion is wear those products as much as possible, spend a little bit more, it's going to last longer. You spending next to nothing is a false economy. It's going to be damaged within a moment. 1 or 2 washes, it's over.
And do we produce too many clothes? Should the industry, you know, be saying, right, OK, you know, we don't need another burgundy T-shirt?
Yeah, exactly. And I think, but that's dictated by the people who are shopping. I think thrift, I go to, vintage stores. I go to vintage stores a lot. Actually, three of the things I'm wearing today from vintage stores, reuse those clothes. Like, find a way to find fashion that isn't fresh, that isn't brand new.
Brilliant. Thanks, Tan. Your book, Naturally Tan, is available now.